A government watchdog this morning will warn the FDA its food recall process is not adequate and sometimes dangerous. CBS This Morning has learned the Inspector General from Health and Human Services will issue what is called a rare alert today. It says the FDA's lack of effective recall procedures left some consumers at risk of illness or death. Only on CBS This Morning, Anna Werner spoke with the investigator working on the audit. She's outside the FDA in Silver Spring, Maryland. Anna, good morning.
Good morning, Nora. Yeah, the Inspector General's in-depth look at how recalls were handled won't be finished until sometime next year. But investigators felt this was simply too urgent to wait. They are taking the unusual step of issuing an alert, saying the FDA took too long to get some food companies to pull contaminated food products off the shelves, leaving some consumers in danger.
I'm very concerned.
Auditors are reviewing 30 food recalls between October 2012 and May 2015, but in the alert lay out two cases where they say consumers remained at risk of illness or death for several weeks after FDA knew of potentially hazardous food. George Netter is leading the audit.
I think the time that these recalls took were problematic. Absolutely.
The alert says in a salmonella outbreak in 2014 linked to nut butter, investigators found it took 165 days from the date the problem product was identified to the date of the firm's voluntary recall. There were 14 illnesses in 11 states. During a listeria outbreak later that same year linked to cheese products, auditors determined a series of recalls took 81 days to complete. At least 9 people became ill, including an infant who died, and 2 pregnant women lost their fetuses.
If you're FDA and you know of, as you say, 8 people are already ill or have gotten ill over this, how many days would you expect? How many days would America expect them to take to figure out and get this product off the shelf?
I think that we have traditionally done a very good job.
The FDA's Dr. Stephen Ostroff defends the agency, saying thousands of recalls are handled successfully each year.
For us to be able to do the tracebacks and be able to identify how these all comes together takes a fair amount of time in some instances.
You sound, though, as if you're saying that nothing went wrong in those 2 cases of 81 days and 165 days.
What I'm saying is that there are situations in which it's very challenging to be able to take the actions that need to be taken as quickly as possible.
Actions Netter believes aren't always happening quickly enough.
Unless you get all the product off the shelf, people still are at risk.
Well, the FDA is already making changes in response to the Inspector General's probe, setting up a high-level internal review group that can push for quicker action on recalls when it's needed. Netter told us it's only the 3rd time he's aware of in 27 years when investigators have felt the need to issue an urgent alert. Gail?
All right. Thank you, Anna.